All right, so welcome. I guess we're going to be talking about what are we talking about, Howie?
Like check.
We are talking about how to get the most out of your gear. So if anybody has a question in that regard, feel free to raise your hand or chime in if you're. We can't keep too many mics open though, so.
Yeah, well, I'll let you be in charge of that because my head was exploding trying to keep track of that.
All right, I'll be able to see the hands going up.
Perfect.
But I'm going to mute some mics except for us.
All right.
So, all right, nobody seems to have a question. What would you like to riff on then?
Oh boy. Yeah, see, here's the thing. I just woke up because I had to take a nap. But yeah, so we're talking about getting the most out of your DJ gear. I think that's the topic tonight, right?
Yes, sir.
That is the topic tonight. So I was just thinking earlier that we were kind of the one area of musicianship, I guess, where we were the last to have our own stuff. Because what we were using was a cross between home audio stuff and band stuff. There wasn't really anything for DJs except maybe a stereo mixing board. I mean, that was about as good as it got for a DJ-specific item.
Exactly.
Where today, it's odd because something like the Pro Event Table comes out and I suggest modifications for it, and people look at me like, but it's not made to do that.
I couldn't believe that one. Yeah.
Well, no, but that's a general thing that people say. That's not a unique thing. A lot of people say that. And that's odd to me because, and I know it's odd to you because you're always making things. Even, Jimmy's making things all the time, I know. But, we have to take what we have and get kind of creative with it is the whole point. Whether it's made for a specific purpose or not, a little bit of creativity, we can create something really cool. Getting the most out of your stuff is just kind of looking at it and using it in a unique way.
Well, that's how I look at it too. I mean, if I did what the manufacturer suggested, I'd look like everybody else.
I remember, I remember at a DJ Expo one year. Do you know Brian K? You know Brian K?
Yes.
Okay. Brian K comes into the ADJ booth. He's looking at the NO pocket spots. And he says, I'll buy them if they fit an F4 par bag. And we looked at each other like, would that work? Bet it would. So we tried it, and sure enough, they did. We're like, of course it fits in an F4 par bag, Brian, and he bought it. But we didn't even think of using them that way. We didn't even think of using the F4 par bag that way. And that became a package that we use all the time, or they use all the time. They sell, or they used to. They sold the NO pocket spots with an F4 par bag. But Brian was the one who suggested that because he wanted the kit. He wanted the bag and the heads. That's the kind of thinking that I'm talking about anyway.
Well, we get the manufacturers to move. Look what happened now with in the video cave. You started with that Pro Event Table, and then some guy cut it to fit into his compact car. And then a few weeks later, they came out with one that already had it cut with the receivers. So they do pay attention. They pay attention to what's going on.
Yes, they do.
They really do.
I got a question.
Yes.
Yes.
What is the size of the bar from the base unit to the top unit on the Vol 50?
Oh boy, I think it's a little over 7 feet. I can't remember exactly what it is. It's a little over 7 feet.
No, I'm talking about the bar. The actual bar that goes between.
Oh, the bar itself. I don't have one here, so I can't tell you. I don't know how long the bar is, but what I can tell you is that I was told by Electro Voice that they're going to be making at least an additional bar that's a little shorter, so you can use it in I guess lower ceilings. I don't know if that bar's out yet, but that's in the works. But yeah, the bar is all they have right now for that. You can't make it shorter. But you
Oh
will.
no, I was gonna see if. Remember, I asked you about the sweeper beams earlier in the week.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna see if I could either strap on a sweeper beam to it or use magnets to attach a sweeper beam to it.
I don't know how that's gonna work because it's a plastic piece. It's not like a metal bar.
Oh, I thought it was like metal.
No.
Jimmy, how long are the sweeper beams that you want to?
38 inches.
Mm.
Just over 3 feet.
I thought, yeah, they're a meter or whatever.
Yeah,
Aren't they?
Right.
38.5 inches. I just went and looked.
From the 2 times that I saw the Evolve 50s, I think that sweeper beam is going to be longer than the connecting pole between the sub and the top.
Yeah.
Because I distinctly remember I looked at that and I was really impressed that it was like less than 3 feet, and based on the bag size I saw as well, that everything goes in. So meter, what is that? That's 3.5 feet.
About
Yeah.
I don't know. It's metric.
Just
It's
over 3 feet.
I said something about my
39
cat
or
was
whatever.
sunbathing. You know, it was -5 outside, and my cat was sunbathing. And I specified Fahrenheit, and all these Canadians chimed in. Well, lucky you! It's -20 Celsius here, which is -5. It's the same thing. So, it's metric and goofy, and I don't get it. But it's roughly
All right.
a meter. It's roughly a yard.
I saw a hand there briefly, Danny.
Yes, let Danny in.
Nope, he's gone.
No, he's there.
Up there's the hand. Robin has her hand up. Okay, Robin. Go ahead, Robin. Robin, go ahead.
This is like AM talk radio. Robin.
Oh, John wants to know if we still have folks coming in, but I closed out Facebook so I wouldn't get the dings.
Oh, I'll let him in.
He was in Facebook, though. He just sent, there's a little message at the bottom. He's private
Yeah,
message.
because he's doing other things. He's making us do all the work tonight.
Yeah.
It's going to take us a half hour to get this right.
Okay,
And then
Danny has his hand up. Danny, I'm going to unmute you. Go ahead, Danny.
hello.
Hello, Danny.
He still looks muted on my end. Danny, can you hear us?
There he is.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Yes,
just
we can.
unmuted you. Yes.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how this all works.
Well,
But,
you're on, dude.
All right, I'm on. Hey, I got a question for you. I happen to have the ETX series, the 18, 18-inch subs, whatever. Don't they? Is it possible to get a different mounting for the pole that actually screws in instead of just being plugged in? Because I find that the stands that I use, they're a little bit loose in the sockets. Does anybody make a screw right?
Yeah, Electro Voice does.
It's you can actually buy those cups, and it's metric M20 thread, and they're all over the place. You can
Really?
Yeah. And what it is the pole will screw into the M20 thread in the sub, but then the top is still going to be a socket. So if that socket is loose, you would have to change that out to a socket that has like little plastic fins that kind of bend, and then it'll hold that top.
Yeah, I'm using like ones I picked up at Guitar Center, and they only seem to be loose at the bottom. The top socket part seems to be okay. It's the bottom where you got the wobble. I end up putting gaff tape on there just to tighten it up a little bit.
I've had that problem too, and I'm going to make it public here. I'm like, hey, look, you guys are charging thousands of dollars for these speakers. Throw in a set of poles that actually don't wobble. Come on now. Come on. No, seriously. How much is a pole? It's a piece of metal. I'll bet you it's less than $5 worth of metal.
I'll be right back. You guys keep talking.
Howie, can you hear me?
All right, I know what he's up to, so go ahead.
They have these things those things that you were talking about with the plastic tabs. It's got like a
Right.
donut, and you can use it for the subwoofer or the top. You just flip it upside down, and they're only like $20-$30. And when I had my QSCs, those things used to wobble like heck, and you never know if a customer is going to come up and like, when they're drunk, and wobble that speaker right down to the floor. And I speak from experience because I had a QSC take a tumble, but it was my own fault. But it survived. But after that, I bought the that adapter. I actually have it outside, but I don't use it anymore because I use RCFs.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of aftermarket things that work like that, but I'm thinking, Jesus, we're talking $3,000-$4,000 if you're getting ETXs. Can you throw in a pole that's purpose made for that? Come on.
Yeah,
Come on,
yeah,
Mr. Voice.
yeah.
You know what I mean? We shouldn't have to go hunting for something that don't wobble.
No, I think due to so many speakers, so many brands, and they're not. Because I know DJ Bar. I was watching one of his videos. He actually had some of his speakers get stuck, and because the pole was too tight. And
I talked to him I talked to DJ Bar at the American DJ Roadshow in Jersey, and we were talking about that, and the same thing comes up with a lot of DJs that they either stick or they're wobbly. But what my whole point is it doesn't have to be universal. But if I'm buying an Electro Voice top, an Electro Voice bottom, or a JBL top and a JBL bottom, give me a pole.
Okay, these are the Electro Voice ones right here. And I believe they're called the ASP-58s. I'll turn off my bright light. I just couldn't see what it was called. ASP-58 pole. This is the purposely made pole for those subwoofers. Right
So
here.
They do have one then. Good.
Yes, they do. ASP-58 from Electro Voice. See?
So we should do it like what Brian K did and said, hey, if you want me to buy the tops and bottoms, give me a pole too.
You know what though?
Hey, for the price of those things?
Yeah, and I think you're right. But what you do is you do that through the retailer.
Exactly. Yeah.
You go to Ben Stowe and you say, yeah, thanks a lot, but I need poles for this. Throw those in because it's useless without poles.
Yep.
But on the other hand, why aren't you coupling your subwoofers? Why are you putting your speakers above your subs? Because we should be coupling those things. Right?
Personally,
No
I used to hate tripods, so it was just an aesthetics thing.
Yeah, I know it's aesthetic, but if you want the best sound, couple your subs. That's
I agree.
That's what I do with my ZXA ones. I put them under the table. People have come up and go, where is that bass coming from? Because they can't see.
Now, the other thing you can do with Electro Voice is cardioid mode. So you can stack them.
Yeah, but there's a but on that. You have to have 4 subs. Who wants to lug around?
No, you don't. You can do it with 2.
One of them has to face backwards.
Right. You can do it with 2. Why do you need 4?
Yeah. Well, if you had one on each side, then.
Well, no, you just do the cardioid mode, put it behind you. That's the whole point. You put that behind you on the wall, 2 stacked up, and then your speakers are on tripods on your side of your table. Nobody even sees your subwoofers, and it's not blowing you away.
But you don't gain anything. For a DJ does not gain anything in cardioid mode. That is strictly for bands, so that you don't get the bass backwash onto the stage. Why do DJs care? We want all that sound going out.
Well, it passes you, but it hits the dance floor, I think. The whole point is to have those kind of out of the way.
But you could have them both face in the same direction, coupled, and you would get more bass on the dance floor. Some of it would wash back on the DJ, But the whole point with the cardioid subs is for bands, not for DJs. We got headphones.
Yeah, but I think it was a way to just kind of get him out of the way behind us without blowing us away. What was the whole point of that?
Right, right.
Anyway.
But, you know.
But yeah, there's polls. So what did I say that was again?
Well, Jimmy, are you still on?
He's there, but he's got him muted. ASP-58. It's the purpose-made poll.
Because we did when we did that wedding up in the Poconos, I thought that just one sub was fine underneath, and it was loud on stage, but it was comfortable. We were still able to converse, and it was awesome on the dance floor. We had a nice hot spot.
I'm sorry, Danny, do you have your hand up again?
Yeah, well, I couldn't quite get that. You said AS or ASP?
I'm sorry. That is A as in Apple, S as in Sam, and P as in Peter, -58.
Oh, 5'8". No wonder I was putting 6'8". I'm like, okay.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know if you can see this on the camera or not. I'll try to hold it up here.
I wouldn't even know where the camera's at on this thing. I'm just looking at my computer. I've just seen.
Oh, it's all backwards. Isn't that handy? It's all backwards on my camera.
No, it's correct on our camera though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Electro Voice ASP-58.
5'8". Okay.
Fiver. I don't know what 8 is. Anybody military here? I never knew what foxtrot was too. It sounds like fox poop. I don't know. That's what I know. But yeah, 8. Correct. In fact, what I'll do is I'll put it in the chat.
Very cool.
ASP.
-5.
I don't know if you guys can see this. This is the one that I was talking about.
Oh yeah, what's up?
See the donut?
Yes.
So you put this, and when you mount this on the speaker, this is on stage. Let's see the model number. It's called the OSS SS745 LOK. It locks the speaker. You see this right here? So
Yes.
You push down on this donut, and
right.
the plastic tabs come out,
Uh-huh.
and it keeps it from wobbling.
That's nice.
Right.
And you could do it either way. You could do it for the speaker or the subwoofer. So, and this is like $20 or $30.
Yeah, that's cool. Now I've heard of guys who have gotten these poles, these specific poles from Electro Voice, who use other things and they love them. And we're talking about ETX users. They really like these. They said they work really well. And I mean, anything that works well, that's what you should use. But I've heard that these are like the way to go for anybody who's using these EVs.
Well, that makes sense now. I mean,
I guess I got to do a video on those too, huh?
Well, it comes up a lot. I mean, there's so many aftermarket people making stuff. Oh, are your poles wobbly? It's an industry problem.
Yeah,
I would do something with it. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't know Electro Voice made those poles.
now you do.
Well, now I'm going to get them.
You learned something today,
I'll
Howie.
tell you. I was doing what Danny was doing. I'm putting gaff tape on, and then I got it, and then it's like, I mean, I got enough headaches at the end of the gig.
Anybody else got anything they wanna?
Thanks for that topic, Danny. That
Yes.
was really good. Thanks, man.
Thank you. And this is the kind of stuff that's so good. I mean, now I can do a video on something and that I didn't know I was supposed to do a video on.
Cool.
Yeah.
Somebody's talking.
Okay. Yeah, it's just me. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at ASP-58. It doesn't show up anything in dash. I mean, it's not / It's not. I don't know. It's just ASP-58. Nothing's there for electrovoice.com.
Really?
Who is this now? Is this Edwin?
Danny.
Oh, Danny. Okay.
Danny still.
Yeah, looking there. I don't see nothing.
Is this one of those weird things they gave me a prototype of? And well, I just Googled EV ASP-58, and I've got search results on Google. I don't have them from Electro Voice, but I have them for sale everywhere.
Well, let's try it out. ASP. Yeah.
I typed in EV first, and I mean, I've got, oh boy, everybody's selling them. B&H Photo, American Music, ZZ Sounds, Musician's Friend.
Are they Electro Voice?
Yes.
Brand. Okay.
Yes.
So they made them for their sockets they're using. That's all I need to know.
Right. And then there's another ASP1 height adjust steel sub pole. There's several different ones.
Mm-hmm.
What should ASP adjustable sub pole? That's got to be what that stands for.
Gotcha.
AP. That makes sense. Yep.
I'm just trying to think like a marketing person at EV. But yeah,
is it adjustable?
It is adjustable.
The pole you have?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What does it have? The pin style?
Yes.
The pins? Okay, cool.
Now, I don't have the link for Electro Voice for this, but I'm going to post you a link from iDJ Now, where they're selling these suckers in the chat. If I can do that, will it let me do that? Well, yes, it will. So I just posted an iDJ Now link in the chat for the adjustable sub pole ASP-58. And yeah, it's adjustable. I know it's kind of dark. Again, I'll turn on my blindingly bright light here. My LED. Wow.
Yow.
Yeah. I'll try to.
What the heck?
Yeah, I know. It's. Oh,
You know what that reminded me of? A little bit of Twin Peaks.
Oh,
the newer one. Ah!
There, that's better. Yeah, I mean, I'm one-handed, so it's clumsy. But yeah, you pull this pin out, and the pole comes up.
Very cool.
And it clicks in position.
Oh.
I don't know if it's 6 inches or what it is.
I like the click part.
Yes.
That's what she said.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah.
There you go. And then you can tighten it down. So, yeah, you can make it taller. And then you can, obviously, if I can manage to do this, it will come down if I pull the pin. Theoretically, yes. Kind of, sort of. Yeah, it does. Comes down. So, yes, it is adjustable.
Awesome. I see a video coming up.
I'll do a video on it.
Yeah, and you won't lose any. How many people have lost pins?
Oh, no.
Right,
this is spring-loaded.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
We were talking about. I know what Danny's talking about.
Yeah. They're on the little chains or whatever.
Yeah,
like the gas station.
Yeah.
No, but I've had the ones like from what is it, Musician's Gear, and it's just like a fiber or something like little strap.
Yeah, that's what RCF has.
Down the road, my pickup truck, and that thing is, just, fraying, and then boom, it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, my Jimmy here, my tripods have a little slot in them. They're attached with the strap, but they have a little slot where you put the pin down into it, like a little hole.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This way it doesn't flop around.
I like that AP-58 though. I mean, what's that retailing for? About $30?
No, it's more than that.
90.
90?
Yeah.
I didn't price it.
See, the one I got the pin, just like you just said.
Yeah.
And it's not as fancy as Brian's, so.
Well, but still, that one that Ben Stowe showed with it had some sort of cam lock where some flanges kind of pushed out once it was in the socket. They were about $90 too. So,
I don't price.
I think I'd rather go with the AP-58 myself then.
Now remember, we're talking about minimum advertised price on here. It's MAP price.
Yeah, so it could be had for $60.
Of course it can. I mean, I'm assuming it can. And like I said, when you call a guy or a company like NLFX Pro and you tell them, hey, look, I need poles with this, then they're gonna.
Or Jeffrey at Canal.
Or Jeffrey, or anybody who's an electric voice dealer. Brandon has his hand up.
Alrighty, Brandon, I am going to unmute you.
I think I just unmuted him.
Hello.
Right.
Hey, there he is. What's going on?
All right. Hey, so I have 2 questions.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I got a new truss from Pro X. It is a triangle truss. Now my question is, are those still able to handle 2 speakers being hang on them, or is it better to get a square truss?
I'm not a structural engineer, but I think you should be fine. Are you talking about the? Oh boy, see, I don't know what the familiar with that brand of truss, but like with Global Truss America, they've got the F33 truss, which is triangular. And that should be fine to fly speakers off of. I would think the weight capacity should be fine on those.
Well, I could speak to this as a rigger, a certified rigger. A triangle is the most structurally sound geometric shape in the world. So you've got a triangle and then triangle, struts going along the length of it.
Right.
That will have a load rating. And what are you talking about on a speaker? 40, 50 pounds. That should be fine. The only other thing is, what is that trussing going on to? What is your base? What is is it a tripod?
Yes, 2 crank up tripods that it came with.
Oh, it came with that. Okay.
Yes.
Then it should come with a load rating.
Right. I think it was around 2 to 250 pounds.
Oh, you're fine then. You hang 2 speakers, and how many lights can you fit on there? The lights are, most of the lights now, the LED, are less than 5 pounds.
Right, because I only have 2 swarms, a bar, 2 par lights, and then a derby in the middle. And I'm planning, instead of having my speakers on poles, to hang the tops and then the subs in the bottom in the middle with an 80J booth. I'm trying to switch it up for 2018.
Now, what kind of speakers do they have fly points?
Yeah, so that was my second question. Since I have the PV 115s, those are wood, and I don't think they have anything. I also had the Mackie Thumps 15A, the old ones, and I don't know if those are able to be hanged.
You would have to have a speaker that has fly points built in, because if you're going to try to modify that, you would actually have to take the driver out. Because when you make a fly point, can you guys see me full screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What happens is you're going to go inside the speaker with a plate, and then on the outside there's going to be a plate, and then you're going to bolt in 4 corners. Then that plate is going to be threaded where you're going to thread in your fly point. But you cannot just go into the wood and expect the wood to hold a fly point. There must be, by law, a metal plate on the inside as well. So, yeah.
Say, keep guys like Howie around, because I'm not that smart.
Hey, Howie.
Yes, sir.
What about those? Collars that you can put in from inside, and they have the teeth on the hat portion.
You're talking about T-nuts?
They're
called T-nuts. Yeah, I know what you're talking. They're threaded, and there's tines on it, and you hammer them in the hole.
Yeah, but it's from inside, not. In other words,
yes.
you'd have to pull the whole T-nut through the wood.
Right. Those are made for mounting speakers. And speakers are typically going to weigh anywhere from 3 to 5 pounds. He's trying to hang 50 pounds. I'm going to tell you, the flat answer is it's illegal. I'm just telling you, I'm a certified rigger. You're going to need a plate on the inside and on the outside, bolted in 4 corners, and then threaded in the center. That's the only way you're going to get around it.
Right, because I was thinking about that.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. No, I'm just telling Howie. DJ Scott Carroll is raising his hand in the room. He'd like to.
I don't see his hand up. Did he leave?
No, he didn't leave, but he's typing and raising a hand in the room. so he'd like to jump in. I see him right here. I can unmute him.
Yeah, I can't see him. You'll have to unmute him.
Okay.
I don't have video. I just have audio.
Okay, we can hear you now.
There. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Scott.
How
Hello.
you doing? Man, all the way from Florida, man. It's only 50 degrees here, man.
Oh,
Shut up! I don't want to hear you.
25 degrees.
You're
over
killing us.
We're
Come
sending you
on.
some this way. You guys want it, we'll give it to you. I just ordered me a set of the covers for the subs for the Evolve 50s. I just got me some today for the EVs, for the Electro Voice. They finally got them out.
Nice.
Sweetwater had them, just in case you guys, but everybody's been back ordered on them.
Now, hey, did you try them out yet, Scott?
I haven't gotten them yet. I just ordered them today.
Oh, because I saw somebody put a video up day before yesterday. It was the day after Christmas. They got them for Christmas. They got them the day after, and they were not happy about it because the handle cutouts don't match. Half of the handle is covered with the
Really?
case. Yeah. I hope that doesn't happen to you, but I'm imagining they had them batch made in China. And,
Hey, Howie.
yes,
You
sir.
there?
They got that lady that makes them out of
Connie?
Connie's
Connie's
Connie.
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 saw
I'm
eBay.
wondering if I want to get. I was wondering. I saw them on eBay.
Hey, she makes quality stuff.
You actually get two of
I
them.
saw her covers for the 50s, and the holes for the handles are perfect.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
Because I know I've got a set of 15 Zs.
Participant ID 116 meeting ID 989 348 918. Ryan,
What is
where's that?
I have no
Who is
idea.
that?
Ryan,
I think it was Danny. I just muted him.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I'll have to. Man, I hope that. I'm hoping that when I get these, that they're lined up.
The guy I saw on YouTube, he did it, and he was not happy that half of the handle was covered. You know, the cutout was just off. It was off by not just a little bit. It was off by inches.
the side handle.
Yes.
Sides. Okay.
The side handles, yeah.
Oof. Ouch.
Yeah.
Well, I see where they've got a top. It looks like they've got a flap that kind of goes over the top of it.
No, you're
Right.
talking about covers for the Evolve 50, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
The sub.
There are no side handles on that, are there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're wooden.
What?
Yeah, they're almost cut into the wood on the side.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Because I was just doing, because it seems to me
yeah,
like I was picking them up straight from the top.
Well, you can.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
That's why the official EV covers. The guy in the video said the only way he was able to transport them was to pull that flap up and carry them from the top because he couldn't get his hands in the side handles.
That's the only way I'd carry them anyway.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I got one hand. It was perfect.
Yeah. Well, he
I
had
might be stopping. I might be stopping that order because I just put them in. I haven't got confirmation back on them yet.
Yeah, he had a good point though. I mean, for the price of those things, you would think that they could get that right, or they
I'll
would
have to
know.
watch that. I'll have to watch that. What is it on YouTube?
It was on YouTube, and I can't remember. I'm sure if you just Google or you get in there and just say the Evolve 50 covers and you'll find it. It's pretty popular. He was not happy.
I seem to be the only one. It's just I'm. You know what I did? You know those stretch covers that you can put over speakers, of the nylon ones.
Uh-huh.
That's what I've been using because don't want them to get scratched. So I use those. I use those in place. You know those old the nylon covers. They're like pantyhose for speakers.
I don't want to be that guy, and I didn't see this YouTube video, but is it possible you had the covers on backwards?
It's a possibility.
No,
It says EV right on the cover, so it's hard to.
No, he had. I saw it. Yeah, he had the EV on the front, and he did show that the only way for him to carry was to lift that flap up and then carry it from the top, like you said, Brian.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
How do you guys? Y'all have a set? I mean, I love them. Yes, I have more clients coming to me saying, "Man, these things are so clean." You know, they've heard the Bose, and I know a lot of guys swear up and down on the on the L3s, but I'm sorry, I can put them up in no time, and
yeah.
I mean, you can't see me, but I'm 50 plus, and I wanted something that I got tired of carrying around. Yeah,
well, I had the early prototypes. I had them before I was allowed to talk about the fact that I had them. And
he didn't even tell me about it.
It was hush. The only guys who knew about it were my local guys, because we took them out on a couple of, my friend Art, who's going to be coming over in a little bit. You probably won't see him though. I think he's coming a little late, but we took him out to 2 of his quinceañeras and 1 of his weddings. No, one quinceañera and 1 wedding. Then I took him out to a wedding as well. In fact, I remember the guy at EV was kept like text bombing me. It's time to send your speakers back. I hope you enjoyed your sneak peek. I'm like, nope, sorry, you can't have them. I got a wedding coming up, and they're sticking around. So I took him out to this wedding, and man, they were great. I really enjoyed them, and we had them out for crowds up to 200 people, and they worked just fine.
That was that long room wedding one, right?
Yes. Yeah, that was a gay wedding I did in Madison with all the windows.
With the windows, yeah.
And the uplighting. Yeah, that was Evolve 50. I really liked them.
You said there was a lot of solids.
Wonderful.
But how did they do with the glass? I would just any speaker, I'd be afraid of like a long glass wall. I'd be like,
no, they were fine. It was amazing sound in that room. And I wasn't even hitting it straight on because I was kind of in a corner. I thought it was going to be echoey, but no, it worked really well.
Yeah, that was my first thought. It'd be echoey, no matter what speaker you had. You know,
I think when you're looking at horns, they're so directional and they're so harsh. You know, they're so, like a shotgun at a 60-degree angle, typically, that you're more prone to echo. Where with the full range speakers for the tweets, it really makes a difference.
Howie and I did a gig this summer right before Expo, and we were in a room that was really harsh. I mean, it was a gym basically, and that was bangy.
Yeah, hard surfaces.
Well, to answer your question, mine are supposed to be on the way.
Let me just take
you got your own personal set coming.
I'm supposed to, and I've supposed to for a long time. But Mike D actually messaged me today and said, "Dude, I need your address for shipping these out." I got them, so hopefully he is, and I'll have them probably shortly after the New Year, because they don't have to go that far. He's only about 5 hours away from me in Minneapolis.
All right, let me make a quick announcement here. We'll get right back to it. You new people into the chat room here. If you go down to the bottom where the black bar is under Manage Participants, click on that, and you'll be able to raise your hand. If you raise your hand, we'll be able to turn your microphone on. Okay, back to you, Brian.
No, that was all. Big introduction. I have nothing to say. But I am hawking the chat here. Yeah, Penguin was saying, sticking Brian and Bose speakers are not that is what I was thinking, Brian. Bose speakers are not the best. Well, I've had this conversation about Bose so many times. I don't think Bose are bad speakers. I think Bose weren't designed for DJs.
They were not. They were designed for the single acoustic act to go and play in a coffee house.
Yeah, they were designed for Kenny G to go into the jazz club.
Yep.
No, and I'm not saying that in a bad way.
No, I get that. No, they were purpose built, and they worked well for that.
Yes, perfect.
I know several of my friends that do that. They go out and they'll do an acoustic set, and they can make a couple $100. They don't have to split with anybody, and it was a quick and easy system to set up. They loved it.
If you go into any of the Bose promo stuff, it doesn't, for all that Calmery shit, anything you go into on YouTube, they're going to show you a guitar player. They're going to show you a musician or a vocalist. They're not going to show you a guy, you know, with his turntables going in anywhere because they just weren't designed for that.
Right.
I mean, some people did the best they could with them. They did well, but now we have better options like the Evolve 50, for instance. And there are several others. FPT has the CS1000. I think Turbo Sound has something out. HK has something.
RCF.
American Audio has one. Did you know that?
Yes.
American Audio has a little one, and it doesn't sound half bad. I heard the prototype at NAMM last year. Believe it or not, the thing sounds decent.
Isn't a map on it like $500-600?
$499.
Yeah.
Now it's just a 10-inch bottom, but for a smaller event, or that's why I said Elvis impersonator.
Okay, Brian, you have the chat room then, and I have the muting portion here.
I have it all. I have everything.
I'm going to try to get the chat because I see we got 48 people in there.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we knew this was coming.
Now, what are you going to do? We're popular, and we're complaining about that. I want numbers from everyone else's show tonight. Even though ours sucked and it took us 20 minutes to get the technical stuff worked out, I want to know we did better than everybody else. If not, kamikaze. No, was it Harry Carey?
Harry Carey.
Like in that movie about the guy who wouldn't kill anybody. What the hell was that movie called?
Oh my gosh, that was one of them cult things. I always hated
No. This is a new movie, the war movie.
Oh yeah, the guy that was a conscious objector.
A conscientious objector, yes. But he saved a lot of guys, but he wouldn't kill anybody.
It wasn't Hamburger Hill, but it was something like Hacksaw Ridge. There we go.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah, the guys in Hacksaw Ridge in the holes when things weren't going right, they just kill themselves. The Japanese are odd like that. I mean, and if you want to know how odd the Japanese are, look at your Pioneer gear and tell me how odd the Japanese are. Because they're the ones who are engineering this stuff and designing it. Sorry.
Pioneer's made in Japan.
Pioneer's made in Singapore, but that's a Japanese factory in Singapore. Pioneer is a Japanese company.
Well, I can tell you from my
Danny has his hand up.
My electronics background and my shortwave radio days, the things that were made in China after we retooled them after World War II, that's very sought after for the craftsmen.
Oh, it is.
It's the difference. It's like the difference between buying an Opel and buying a Rolls Royce. You know, your Opel would be Chinese made, and if you get something made in Japan, it's quality now.
It's like a Swiss watch, like a Technics 1200.
Yeah.
If it's a Japanese-built Technics 1200, it's worth more. I have two Japanese-built ones. We have some hands up in the room. DJ Brandon and Danny have their hands up.
All right. Turning you on.
Ooh, Danny. How he's turning us on.
Danny, your hand. You are unmuted. Go ahead, Danny.
He's not unmuted.
He's not unmuted.
I'll unmute him. There you go. Hey, Danny.
There you go.
I clicked on. Apparently, you must be the super host. I'm clicking unmute, and it's not.
Howie, I'm glad you're turning me on though, because Jimmy Topless was just not cutting it.
Yeah, it takes a while to figure out what to do on this app here. So.
Well, hey, Jimmy, let me just tell you this, Jimmy. Hey, if
we can hear you, Danny, by the way.
Men did that for me. You'd be my first choice. But
oh God, stop it, Jimmy! Stop it! Stop it!
Is there supposed to be video with this, or how does it work?
It's not supposed to be. I wish Jimmy's video would go away, but
how do we hide the video?
We're gonna wind up in Facebook.
Stop it, Jimmy! It's a family show.
Okay, I see Brandon and Danny have their hands up.
Right. I unmuted Danny. Can you talk, Danny?
Okay.
Go ahead,
talk.
Danny.
I can even bark if you want me to, but.
Well, that's up to you.
I'll call my sister in. Hold on.
I can go ahead and unmute Brandon as well, I guess. Let's try that. See if it explodes.
Am I coming in pretty good? I don't know if you're picking me up through my phone or my PA system. It's hard to tell.
Well, I can hear you at any rate.
Well, that'll work.
What you got, brother?
Well, anyway, so, yeah, you're saying by go to the bottom and in the black section or whatever, but I mean, I can't really seem to open up much on the computer. I'm looking at you on a monitor here, and all it shows me is the no faces and a couple mutes, unmutes, participants.
That's probably
right,
best. You're lucky.
Oh, okay.
Because if you saw what I'm seeing right now, you wouldn't like it.
I just ate dinner. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. You do not want to see what I'm looking at right now.
Okay, I see a slash. I see Brandon has a slash and he has his hand up. I'm going to unmute him. Okay, Brandon, you should be on now. Go ahead, Brandon.
Yes, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Brandon, go ahead.
All right, yes. So, like I was saying, I want to get a ADJ Pro event table. Now, my question is, where can I have the front panel customized with my logo?
Sign?
Yes.
You know the sign?
Yes, the design.
The sign. I went to a local sign shop, and I brought in my logo, and they made it for me.
Did it turn out good?
Yeah, I like it. I got the plexiglass one, and it's more designed for an outdoor sign. I wanted something a little more durable. The stuff that I got made from SubSafe over in, I think, Scotland is where that's actually made. It is beautiful. It's lighter weight, and it's relatively scratch resistant. I'd like that material better, but what they did at the sign shop was just fine. Now, the gentleman who makes SubSafes, if you're familiar with that product, I did a video on them a while back. They're basically, it's like a triangle piece that fits on top of your subwoofer, so guests can't put drinks on top of your sub at an event. It's a cool product, but he makes it. Stewart is the gentleman's name, and he makes them for any subwoofer you can name. You tell him what sub you want, he custom makes them for you and puts your logo on it. But the material he uses for those is wonderful. And I was speaking with him a while back, and he's trying to launch a site where he's actually making signs. You can send him a logo, and he'll make you a sign for the Pro Event table. But until then, you can go to your local sign shop. You can pick your materials and get your logo made there.
What is your budget? What is your budget there, Brandon?
Maybe 100 down. If that's
that's no problem. I used to work in a sign shop.
Well, mine costs $140.
Yeah, that's why I asked the question.
Really, 140?
Yeah, but it's the plexi. I mean, if Brandon went in there and brought what I did, Brandon, just so you know, I brought the sign that came with the table into the shop, so they could get exact measurements and they could get exactly where the holes were. So they could just make it. But if you go in there and just look at the materials and see what works well for you, you could probably find something that's less expensive than what I did. I did go with the plexi. The reason I don't like it as well as I thought I would is because the actual print is like on a thin film that's just kind of, I guess, pressed onto the front of the plexi.
Right.
And it's easily scratched. It looks cool. Don't get me wrong, but to transport the thing makes me nervous because I just feel like I'm just going to scratch all the time.
Right.
So if you go in there and just go into a print, you go to a sign shop or a print shop, like Jimmy said, and just show them what you've got. Say, what can you make for me, and what's my cost? Give me some options. Take a look at them, but I would recommend not going to plexi.
Don't pay over $14-15 a square foot. I worked in a sign shop. Worked in a sign shop for a lot of years. All right. I'm not sure what Brian's is made out of. Because there's different ways of doing it. They can use cut vinyl if you have a simple logo that they press on. Then some of them use print vinyl. Now that's really susceptible to scratching, but they can put this they have to let it gas out a little bit, but then they put this layer over it that keeps it from getting jacked up and scratched.
Right. It's laminated. Yeah.
Yeah, it's laminated with a
Vacuum
UV
vacuum
coating.
laminated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, one other thing I'll add, Brandon. Do you have the Pro Event table or the Pro Event table 2?
No, I'm planning on getting it, but I'm deciding between both of them. Not sure which one to get.
Okay. Well, I mean, either one. I mean, the 2 is nice because it breaks down real small. Did you happen to see the modification I did with the Velcro?
No, I haven't watched the video yet.
That's cool. Well, basically, all I did was I made it a Velcro thing, so I didn't have to screw it into the table for the Pro Event table 2, because it comes well with the Pro Event table, the original one, you can leave the sign on it. It's not a problem. But with the Pro Event table 2, since it splits in half, you have to remove the sign every time. You've got 4 thumb screws and 4 wing nuts that you have to put on, so you got to carry the sign separate. So I thought that was kind of a drag as a one-handed guy, so I got some Velcro, and I Velcroed the damn thing on and off, and it works fine. So if you're going to go with the 2, have a look at that video if you want to check out that Velcro hack. It's super easy to do.
Awesome. I'll go check it out.
So,
Brandon, are you handy?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. All right, I'm going to show something. Am I on full screen right now?
Yes.
Yeah, you are.
All right. Can you guys see this?
Nice.
Tell me which way to go. Seriously.
Up.
There you go. That's pretty cool.
Okay. Now, this thing here is it's an amplifier I built for a friend. Who
Some asshole.
He'll remain nameless. What I'm going to suggest, you can get a piece of plexi that big for, I don't know, less than $20. If you get your logo and you put it onto, where is that? If you print it out, or have you can go to Staples and they'll print it to the size you want, like this. I put this under the clear, and then I used an engraving tool, and it was $15 at Harbor Freight. And I just traced. If you can color, I traced that, and then you just spray the back of the plexiglass with black spray paint and light the edge, and you'll have a beautiful sign for under $50.
Yeah, but the part he didn't tell you, the part he didn't tell you is that he bitched and moaned the whole time he was doing that.
For hours.
I didn't know what he was doing. God damn it! I'm working on something and pissing me off.
It took 3 hours. My hand was. I haven't the last time my hand was that sore was when I was doing something that could have been. And I'm glad my mom didn't catch me.
Sorry,
you'll go blind.
The other thing that you can also do, they at the sign shops, they have what's like a window etching. They can cut it out and apply it on there also.
Right.
You can go on. You can put it on like black plexi and do window etching. You can do chrome vinyl, gold vinyl. There's everything available.
Edwin, what is Fiverr?
That's like a place where they have like a bunch of people who sell things. Like you could get DJ drops there. You could get cards made there. Just about anything. They call it Fiverr because things start at $5, like a Fiverr. So, but they can do a sign. They can anything you can think of. But it's a bunch of like independent people that are just making things.
That's pretty neat. I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make you work for $5 for like the first like couple of months, and then as you do work, you can earn the right to charge more.
Right.
So it's like somebody needs a logo, they come to how they normally would come to me. Well, if I was on Fiverr, when I first started, I could only charge $5.
Gotcha.
So you get trust me, for $5 you don't get a $200 looking corporate logo. You get clip art and some little playing around with the font.
Yeah.
Well, and the problem that I found out with Fiverr from friends that do it is Fiverr is a broker. So you're getting $5, they're keeping $2 out of you. You're only getting 3 out of that 5. And then because I bought something from Fiverr, I paid, okay, here's the $5. And then Fiverr says, oh no, you got to pay us $2 too. So they're getting $2 off of the artist and $2 off of the buyer. Fiverr's making a killing.
That's worse than my.
All they're doing is connecting people together.
That's worse than
again.
when I do my erotic cam shows. It's worse than that.
Well, I've had good luck with Fiverr, but I never paid $5. I always go for the guys that have a lot of experience and
right.
And you're gonna pay $20, $30, $40,
and it's worth it then.
Yeah. I've had
I wouldn't pay $2 for something I paid $5 for, but I'd give them $2 for something I paid $30 or $40 for.
Yeah.
Most of the work I do, like logos and stuff, for DJs runs between $20 and $30 for a poster or something like that. I don't beat people over the head.
There was a lot of people. Jesus, this is the bad part about having stroke. You lose stuff. You were gonna say something really smart, and then it just goes off in the air. What was I gonna talk about?
Who made this logo?
Oh, I remember.
Who made this logo?
You're awesome.
Was that you, Jimmy?
Yep. Brian.
Well, technically, I made it.
Yeah, he sent me a picture of a whiteboard that he wrote on before his stroke, and I'm like, oh, cool! I saw it. He posted it up actually.
So that's the last known handwriting.
Yeah.
Yep, that's my last known signature before my stroke.
So
I hope I did you right on this.
It up. I went and went in and grabbed it, and then I thickened it up just a little bit.
And wrap them up.
It was very clear for me to trace, although it was a pain in the ass, and my wrist still hurts. That's just a little thing for Brian.
What I was getting ready to say, and I brain farted, where a lot of people really liked my logo, and they said, I like that looks great, but my logo wouldn't look that good on a sign. And that got me thinking about people using logos that maybe aren't professional or that are busy. And if you're that guy, if you've got this logo that's like a picture and a bunch of words and stuff, rethink that. And you can talk to guys like Jimmy on that. Jimmy can redesign things for you.
Cool. All right, I see Penguin has his hand up here. Penguin, I'm going to turn you on, okay?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Penguin.
All right, this is really for Brian, out of curiosity. If you were not limited physically as you are now, would you have continued turning over to active speakers versus passive with the amps?
Oh, I was converted to passive speakers a year before I had my stroke.
Oh, yeah.
My first set of passive speakers were RCF 312As, and I was really skeptical. I remember when I first got those and I loaded it into my truck to go to a gig, I was like tweaking because I'm looking at the back of my truck and I'm like, something's missing. It was the amp rack that I was carrying around that I no longer had. But it was really odd for me to not have that.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember going to the event and plugging everything in, and I was playing just kind of random smooth jazz off of Top Hits USA or Prime Cuts or something. It was in an outdoor tent, and it was kind of like the cocktail hour. People were trickling in. And all of a sudden I heard an acoustic guitar, and I'm like, they didn't say there was going to be a musician here. I should go turn my music off. And I went up there, and the acoustic guitar was coming out of the speakers. It sounded live to me. It scared me to death. Like, wow, I was a convert. That was it. I will never go back to passive speakers as a DJ. Never.
Well, you answered the second part of that because I was going to ask if you noticed a difference right away in the sound. So you kind of cover that as well.
Well, let me tell you why I like the actives too. If you go with something that's decent, not the budget stuff that some people are doing. I'm talking about the name brand that and something at least middle of the road, not super cheap, but you don't have to go super expensive. What I really like is I spend a lot less time trying to match up speakers with amplifiers and explaining things like headrooms and Ohm's law to people. With the active speakers, it's all done for you. Plug it in and play them. Done. That's beautiful, because a lot of DJs don't understand Ohm's law. They don't understand things like headroom. They don't understand, how to, run things in series or any of that. And when I say that, I'm including myself with that. I didn't learn how to do that until probably the mid-2000s. I figured out why I kept overheating my amplifiers and why I kept blowing my drivers, be it a horn driver or a woofer. It's because I didn't have things matched up properly. I had no idea. So, yeah, I am definitely a convert to active speakers. I would never look back. Never.
You will after you get this amplifier.
Well, that's different.
But this is a hybrid.
That's a unique animal. In fact, Howie's building this amp, and he's like, yeah, I got to just hook a set of passive speakers up to this thing. I'm like,
passive.
I don't own those. Ah, crap, I got to go buy some passive speakers now.
Yeah. Well,
maybe you can build you some of those too.
Well, this is a battery-powered amplifier for when you're doing remote, like ceremonies, or like when I do parks where they don't have electric, and it kicks ass. And it goes, I've done it for 12 hours. It'll work off of AA batteries.
Penguin, did you just get muted somehow?
Did I get muted?
No, Penguin got muted.
I did it.
Whoops. Sorry, are you there, Penguin?
Yeah, I muted myself.
Oh, okay. I thought, yeah, we're learning as we go. No, so, what are you using now, and how long have you been using it?
Well, I'm still using passive equipment. I have like 8 PR15s and 12s and 10s, and some 2x15 towers. I mean, I have a lot of speakers, but I also have about 10,000 watts of amplifiers in my rack.
Right.
And I mean, I've been using them since way back in the late 80s karaoke days, and progressing to just music. So I love the sound of it, and it's going to be hard for me to actually go over to active for that reason. I mean, I've done this and know this for so long. Ohm's law is second nature to me. So it's
sure.
It's just going to be a tough conversion. That's kind of what was leading up to that.
No, I understand. What size events are you doing?
They range from small school dances up to weddings. My biggest show was actually at a guy's house. It was outside, and there was about 1,100 people there.
Okay.
Well, then you want to keep that system.
Well, I mean, you could also step into some ETX and have a lot of fun too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the ones that John was showing prior to this. The thing started at 8:30, where he was talking about different speakers. I like the look of a lot of them. Yeah. But here again, I don't want to give anything up that I have now. I would only really switch over if I could make it better than what I have now.
You're down in Florida, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's too bad, man. I'd love to have you over and scare the shit out of you with some of my stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't doubt that.
I would just get off on that if you came over and just listen to the stuff. And if I don't have it, I can make a phone call and get it delivered, because there's people around here who have stuff. I don't own an ETX system, but I got a friend who does. But having said that, I might own one soon. I'm thinking about going ahead and pulling the trigger on that. But it's amazing.
Do it.
It's amazing what some of these systems are doing. And the ones that are really tripping me out are the column arrays, because the dispersion is insane on these things. And they're so smooth, and they cover a lot of space. And it takes nothing to set this stuff up compared to what you're doing. And I don't know how old you are. I know you're not a kid because you've been doing this since the 80s. Let me tell you something, man. This is going to be nice on your back, too, if you go with something that's active. Because the stuff's getting lighter with these Class D amplifiers. It's so easy now. And you're talking
I have an 18-year-old son who's my roadie.
Well, that helps.
What I have now, I'm basically, filling up a trailer plus my Suburban as well. I mean, everything is packed to the rim.
Yeah.
And I mean, it sounds really good though. That's the whole thing. It really, really sounds good.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, if you like what you got, you know, I totally get it. Having said that,
have you heard the ETXs yet, though?
I actually have. There's over in Jacksonville when I was there, it's not a DJ shop, just a music shop that I did have some. They were, you know, their EV sponsor, you know, they could sell EV stuff and a whole bunch of different products. And I mean, I liked what I heard on a lot of those, but I am looking at it. I am 48, so I am getting up there. And
oh, you're a kid.
Well, police, I'm 57.
I understand that, but I want to be able to still be doing this when I'm 57.
Right.
So I'm trying to make a preemptive strike. Plus, you know, my son's 18. It's not long. He's not going to be here all the time. And, you know, I need to start looking out for me.
I guess there's 48 years old hauling around active lightweight speakers, and there's 48 years old hauling around Crown Macrotech 2400s too. It's a different 48.
Oh, exactly. I mean, you know, if it wasn't for hand trucks, I couldn't do this.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the nature of the beast there, though. But that's why I'm looking at it, and I want to be able to, I mean, have what I have as far as the sound, and I'm trying to decide what I'm going to need that's going to give me the same that I have now as far as sound, as far as speakers, audio quantity.
Yeah, you know, the stuff that I have now, and I, if you know me, geez, I pick and choose. I definitely can pick and choose. I know that I got this thing where I can get stuff, but I don't take everything that's offered to me. And I've told a lot of people no, because there's a lot of stuff out there I'm not interested in. But the stuff that I have and the stuff that I'm using, the clarity on this stuff is just obscene.
Yeah.
I didn't tell anybody this, but I mean, I did those EV videos today, and I wanted to get really familiar with the speakers before I did them. And right behind me, I actually had them all set up. They're still there, but you can't see them on camera. But I mean, we're talking about, I'm probably 8 feet away from the speakers, if that, maybe not even quite that. So just for fun, I thought it would be fun to do like a near field tune, you know, just to see if I can make them sound good from about 8 feet away, which is not what they were designed to do. But I played around with them a little bit, and I got it. And the track that I played that scared me to death and sounded beautiful. No honking, nothing harsh. Everything was good and even. Steely Dan's Dirty Work. I put that track on, and it was beautiful. I mean, I couldn't believe it. So smooth. They've come so far with this technology on this active stuff. It's just amazing.
Brian, did you notice the same thing I did when I first went to active? That I noticed that there was a perceived loudness, although my decibel meter said it was lower, but it was a perceived loudness because it was so clear.
Right. Well, like I said, the way I see it is Electro Voice, FBT, RCF, JBL, they're going to do a better job of matching components than I ever could. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've done it. You know, that's why I like it. It's not me saying, gee, you know, I think the Macrotech 2400 would work well for this. It's an engineer at the company saying, this is what goes with this. And this is the cabinet that it goes in. And this is the settings, and it's done. That's pretty cool. I mean, when you look at it from that perspective. So it's efficient. The other thing that, yeah, absolutely. Let me just put that out there right now. The efficiency on this active stuff is, it has to be good. And you know, when I used to run, obviously we're not using halogen anymore, but when I went from LED or from halogen to LED, before that, when I go to a venue, my number one priority was to find 2 separate breakers, one for my lighting and one for my sound.
I remember those days.
Yep. Remember, you probably do that right now, Penguin, don't you?
We all remember.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't do that anymore. Yeah. I can plug everything into a single outlet.
That's exactly what I do.
Yep. I never trip anything with these.
I still try to put fog on a separate one.
Well, you have to with fog. If you're running fog, that's different because you're talking about a 700 to 1400 watt machine. So you have to do that. But when we're talking about just normal stuff, yeah, single outlet. I can run 2 subwoofers, 2 tops, and an entire light show off of 1 outlet. The efficiency is incredible on this stuff.
That would definitely be dandy, let's just say.
Yeah, it's neat. And it's so hard to get used to that after for years and years you've been doing it the other way. So,
Exactly.
So that is cool. Now, efficiency in power, but also efficiency in the speakers themselves. So a lot of the stuff that I remember hearing with my active speakers, I don't hear anymore, but I don't miss it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it does, because everything else is compensating for it too.
I really enjoy and that's okay. There's another thing. When I was using my passive stuff, oh God, I was using BBE sonic maximizers, and I was using GEQs,
crossovers,
all this shit,
equalizer.
The external active crossovers. I felt like I had to add all this rack
cables
to compensate for shortcomings of the system, and it sounded good, but I don't do that anymore.
Well, you don't have to. The DSP is built right in the back of the EV.
Setup time.
Amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, there is one thing though. All right. The convenience of being able to look down at my amplifier to see if it's tagging. All right. It being right below me versus having to look and then duck my head back to see, if something's lighting up on the speaker.
I hate to sound like a millennial, Jimmy,
Yeah.
but there's an app for that.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And,
yeah, the new EV stuff like the Evolve 50, there's an app for all of that.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
I'm down with that.
It'll
too.
buzz your phone and tell you you're clipping.
Yep. It's pretty neat.
Cool.
And even if you don't have that, the system that we used at the wedding, Jimmy, we did up in the Poconos.
Yeah.
When I would walk around the room, when you were getting real hot there and we had them going crazy, I was looking at the front of the speaker that has the light on it, the EV.
Yeah.
I had it set that if it started to clip, the light would blink. It never blinked once the whole night.
No, because I had it staged properly in my volume controls.
We have a lot of hands up in the room right now, just so you know.
But their microphones are not turned off. They can speak if they wish. Yeah, we see
Alrighty.
Brandon, you could, and DJ Scott.
I see Scott. I see Danny.
They can speak anytime.
I got a question. Now, Brian, you live in you live in like southern Wisconsin, right?
Southeastern Wisconsin, about 80 miles north of Chicago. Yeah, in Milwaukee.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm down here by Gurnee and Wadsworth.
You're 45 minutes away, man.
Yeah,
I got
gotta get together.
I got friends right there. What's that? Oh, geez. There's a bunch of lakes there. You take that road, Grand Avenue, and you keep going out. I can't remember the name of the place, but I got friends out there on the lake.
Oh, no. Lake Michigan? That's
No. You go west. West, like Gurnee Mills, Grand Avenue, you go west. What the hell is it?
Oh, right. Okay.
I can't remember what the town is called. It's got a real swanky sounding name. Sounds like you're in the Hamptons or something.
Well, there's Lindenhurst. There's Lake
Lindenhurst. Lindenhurst. There you go. It sounded swank. Yeah, I got friends in Lindenhurst.
Okay. Yeah, I thought, you know what? We should exchange numbers. So actually, I got a gig going New Year's Eve right on the border, 45 and the state line.
Oh, right on, man.
A buddy, he owns a bar up there that used to be a biker bar, but it's a lot nicer now. And,
hey, now. Come on.
Hey,
I got 2 Harleys,
Well, put it this way. The way it used to be, the previous owner used to fight with his girlfriend, and when they started doing that, you knew it was time to leave before the cops showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were not good together. So.
Right. No, I hear you. Howie knows what you're talking about, too. He's just being an asshole.
So many couples. But anyway,
I'm actually... I'm going to be at Potawatomi on New Year's Eve.
Oh, really? Oh, up in the Blow Chunks Casino or whatever? Or no, Potawatomi.
Yeah, that one.
Oh my God!
Right in Milwaukee. It's right in the Menominee River Valley. It's literally, geez, if I'm taking my time, it's from the house.
Hey,
it's downtown. Downtown Milwaukee.
Well, almost. It's right next to downtown. They call it the Menominee Valley. It's between downtown and.
Yeah. That's where they got the 3 domes, the plant domes, or whatever.
Los Tres Tatis, as the Latinos call them, the 3 titties. Yep. It's before the 3 titties, which is 27th Street. But yeah, right up there.
I got to tell you, Brian, that video you did after New Year's last year has got to be the funniest video of the year for you.
What did I do? I don't remember what I did.
That drunk lady that came up and tried to grab
who was messing with my microphone.
Like,
oh my gosh.
You had to treat her like a 3-year-old. No. And she grabbed my
Prince Sennheiser.
Yeah.
My Prince Little Red Corvette freaking Sennheiser microphone.
And she wouldn't.
That's a baby, man.
Yeah.
I laughed my ass off. That was so funny.
Yeah, and the cord on that thing is like 3 feet long too, so she's almost yanking my mixing board off the table.
Yeah. And she was kind of a big lady, and I was thinking, oh no, don't get in a fight with her.
Well, see, normally Blanca would step in because she's crazy, and she would just cut her. But
whoa, all right. I like her a lot already.
No, Blanca don't play.
Girl.
Blanca cut a bitch, huh?
Blanca has cut a bitch. That is no joke. She is that woman with the Tom Collins glass in her hand is dangerous. Stay away from her. She'll smash that right in somebody's face and walk away like nothing happened.
Well, you know how much I like that Sennheiser mic, so I had to cut her too.
Oh my God! I'll tell you a story. The week before Blanca and I got together, I actually knew her, but the week before we kind of actually decided that we liked each other. She would go out with her brother-in-law and her sister all the time to the salsa club. That's where we met. And personal story here. Sorry about that, guys. But anyway, yes, she went up to the bar to sit down. It was a small bar at this place. Kind of cool. It reminded me of that spot in the movie Crush Groove. It was that kind of vibe, you know.
Oh, okay. The Fever.
The Fever. It reminded me of the Fever. This is what Club Havana was like. And so there's this little bitty bar and this little bitty dance floor where the place is just hopping. It's got a balcony. It's totally hip. So she's in there. She's at the bar, and you got to like reach in like to get at the bar there. She sits down to get a drink, and this large Mexican woman comes up to her and in Spanish says, "You're in my seat." And Blanca's 5 feet tall, 100 pounds, you know. And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And she grabs her drink and she gets up. And in Spanish, this Mexican girl says, "You better move, bitch." Blanca doesn't miss a beat, takes the glass and smashes it in her face, cuts the bitch all up, and walks away like it didn't happen. Goes out and starts dancing with her sister. And her sister's, and she's dancing, and her sister says, "You got blood on you." And she says, "Hey, mine." And and the other girl, the bouncers took her and threw her out, and that was it.
So did you get with her out of protection, or did you get with her?
A little bit of both. A little bit of both.
That's that Latina passion.
It's, well, you know. A little scary, because you don't want to fuck up, but if you don't fuck up, you're okay. You know?
There.
Hey, Brian.
Yes.
Danny again.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? We should exchange numbers and get together since we're not too far apart. I'd be willing to come and just see what the heck you do, because I figure you know a hell of a lot more than I do.
Well, I don't know that I know more than anybody else. I just have a bigger mouth than everybody else and have a YouTube channel. But yeah, absolutely.
You've been doing it longer though.
Well, are you on Facebook at all?
I am on Facebook. Yeah.
Are you on my fan page? My Brian S. Red fan page?
You know what? I'll have to look it up.
Well, the reason I say that is because if you go on my Brian S. Red fan page, my number's on it. Or if you go to my DJ Brian S. Red website, my DJ website's the only phone number I have. You can the best way to get a hold of me is to text me, because phone calls scare the shit out of me because there's so many telemarketers these days. So if you text me, I'll go,
yeah, no kidding.
So yeah, if you want to send me a text sometime, man, yeah, you're right down the road. I'd be happy to show you the candy store down here.
So it's going to be, so if I look on Facebook, it's going to be what, Brian?
S. Red.
At friend?
Brian S. Red, R-E-D-D. Yep.
Brian S. Red, okay.
Yeah. I think it's facebook.com/Brian S. Red. I think that takes you right to my fan page.
Okay, is it Red double D or just one D?
Double D.
All righty, I thought it might be. You know what? I'll look you up on there because you know what? I just want to learn stuff. And the problem is, I meet up with people that are, they know stuff, yet it's almost like it's taboo that they should tell you anything. It's like, hey, I'm just trying to learn, man.
Yeah, it gets that way sometimes. I mean, I never understood that mentality myself.
Egos.
Well, I think so. There was a time. I mean, and I've talked about this before, where people they had like record stores. The people who worked at the record stores would hold records behind the counter that they only gave to their friends, and that gave their friends an advantage and made them a better DJ. Were they a better DJ, or did they just have a tool I didn't have?
I almost got fired from Peaches for doing that. You didn't do that.
People did it all the time. That was just common practice, and you knew it happened, but it didn't matter. I don't, the way I look at it is, those days are over. We got to all just kind of help each other, man. And we all grow.
Exactly. It's the fun. It's the fun. I mean, there's fun to be had here.
Yeah. So and I love meeting cool DJs because there's a lot of assholes out there, But I got a guy coming, man. He's a good dude. I mean, I got a handful of guys, right here in my town that I just love. There's a whole bunch of guys who I can't stand, But it's just, I'm easy, I'm cool, and if you're easy and cool, then we're friends.
There's a couple guys on here from Florida, and I know Florida's funny like that too.
Is it?
Oh yeah. Well, you're spread out in Florida. Depends on where you live.
Right.
North Florida is different. When I was down in South Florida, there was a DJ every corner down there. We even had a place called the Disc Jockey Store down there back in the 90s.
Yeah, we had one of those too here. The DJ shop it was called.
The DJ shop. Yeah. You probably remember it was in Sunrise, I think. No, it was Oakland Park. It was off of Oakland Park in Fort Lauderdale.
I went there with my brother.
Wow.
My brother lives in Fort Lauderdale.
That's where I bought my coffin at. Yeah. We refer to it as the DJ coffin. I still have it, believe it or not.
They gonna bury you in it or what?
Yeah, probably so. Hey, I used to roll that thing. Man, we used to roll that thing in like the Marriott, and people would they'd back up from you. Are they having a funeral?
No.
Here? What? No. Oh, yeah.
Man, they don't have shit like that around Panama City.
Oh, you're up in the Panhandle. Okay. I'm on North Florida, but I'm about 65 miles west of Jacksonville.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're closer to Tallahassee than you are.
You can come down, dude.
In fact, I go to Wakulla. Springs over there all the time to do weddings.
You're where all the fires start usually.
Yes. Oh yeah. We were out of our house for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's rough.
Oh yeah.
Guys, I'm going to split. I just want to say good night, everybody. This was, I think, a great first start for this. I think it went really well.
I'm sorry it was so unorganized. We were learning as we go, so apologize.
First time for everything, right?
You guys adapted quickly.
Yeah, we did, though.
We
had it up and going.
Minutes to figure this shit out.
Yeah, it only took us 5 minutes to get the hand things and get the people chatting. Yeah, it wasn't bad.
You mean to tell me John didn't show you that?
and Brian, I want to tell you this earlier. A is aardvark in the.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Brian, I got you on the Facebook thing. I see you. Here we are. Okay.
Yeah, there's me. My number should be on there too. And if it's not there, you can just click on the website and it's there.
I met Jimmy off of Facebook. I think I met
Brian's fan. I got the fan page.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're always.
I'll find it here.
Anybody?
It should be on the right somewhere. And if not, you can click on the website, the DJBrianSRed.com, and it'll be there.
I had a business card issue, and you helped me out with that, Brian, at one time. I had trying to figure out with the business card, and you kind of helped me out with that.
Well, you know what? I'm glad I could help. I mean, a lot of this stuff's just kind of my opinion and experience, and if you can use it, great. I'm not preaching.
I started out doing radio and actually fell into being mobile DJ by accident. That was 36 years ago, I'd say.
I don't think anybody becomes a mobile DJ on purpose.
It was by accident.
We didn't used to anyway. It happened.
Well, you're out doing live remotes, and boom, somebody walked up to you and said, "Hey, man, we're having a party. They've got all these older guys in their 40s. I'm not hauling turntables everywhere." When I was 20 years old, I said, "Well, I will." Went home and told Mom and Dad, "Hey, we're getting ready to spend about $800 just on turntables." And that's what they were back then. That was including the needles, the old 680 ELs, the old stands.
Oh man, I was doing
I had a GLI mixer. Ooh,
I did. Yeah, I did clubs. I got away from the mobile thing, and I was just doing a club, and I was so happy just doing the club. And people kept calling me. People I went to high school with, "Hey, come do my wedding." I'm like, I don't do that anymore. I mean, I just turn them down. A guy named Dan Holmes, he's on my Facebook friends list. He owns a bar kind of out where the rednecks live. But he called me and he said, "I need you to do my wedding." And I said, "Danny, I don't do that anymore." And he says, "Why not?" I said, "Because I don't have the gear." He said, "Well, go buy the gear and do my wedding." I'm like, I don't know. My mom's like, "Who was that?" And I said, "That was Danny Holmes. He's getting married. He wants me to do his wedding." And he said, "Well, you're going to do it?" I said, "I don't have the equipment." She says, "You know what? Here's a credit card with $2,000 on it. Pay me back." So I went out and I bought the crap and I did his wedding. And I had her paid back before I even did his wedding from security deposits alone.
Back
Everybody
then,
wanted to work.
Yeah, back then
cool.
in a month I had everything paid for.
Yeah, me too. I had it paid for before I even dropped the needle for the first time. It was just security deposits.
You were fortunate.
Well, everybody called me because everybody was looking. They would do these wedding shows, and they were looking for people to refer clients to because you can only book so many, April 14th. So once they're booked, they're like, "Well, who do we send work to?" "Oh, Brian Wright's working now. Let's send him to Brian." So I got everybody's work. Like they were just giving it to me. And they were even dictating price. I'd have to sell this stuff. They would call and say, yeah, Mike said you were great. We need you. Okay. Send me a contract. Well, you want to know how much? No, just send me a contract. Okay. So it was pretty cool.
What about you, Howie?
Hey, I just got some good news here. I got a text from John.
What's the good news?
We almost broke Zoom.
Good.
Good.
We couldn't. People were texting John that they couldn't get in the chat room because we maxed out at 100. That's all that Zoom will let us have here. So
good.
Thank you all so much for chiming in here.
Good deal.
So I can rub that in everybody's face now. That's good.
Yeah, I think it was a very good first social experiment.
I love social experiments. Aren't they fun?
Oh man.
Okay, Brian, I sent you my number on Facebook, Brian.
Right on, man. Right on.
Hopefully you'll see it. I think we're friends. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure how we friends.
I don't know either, man. I got 5,000 people up there. My mother goes, "Oh, do you know that one guy? Juan Alvarez." I'm like, "I don't know." "Well, he's your friend." I'm like, I don't know, Mom.
I got people on my phone. I can't even remember who the hell they are.
Right. But no, do text me and text me your name and just let me know who you are. I'll be, "Oh, yeah, that guy," and we'll hook up.
I'm sorry, Danny. You asked me a question before? Did you ask me?
No. I was just telling Brian that. I had a question before about that sound switch thing. That looks pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard different things about it.
I think it has promise, but
like cheating.
It would be just as much work as far as I'm concerned as doing my DMX 3.0.
That's what I've heard.
And right. I would rather, and it's going to automate and do things. Maybe what if I don't want it to do what it wants to do? I want full control, so I'm sticking with my. I've mastered that, and I can make it do whatever I want when I want.
One of the best quotes I've heard is from Mike D at EV. and he was talking about the column arrays, and we're talking about, well, you're not the first one to do this. This has been done before. He says, yeah, we're not the pioneers, but you know what pioneers get? They get arrows.
Right.
And I thought, ooh, that's cool. So it's a start, but I guess I look at it as a MySpace and a Facebook,
Yeah. Well, here, one last thought on the My DMX. And look, I got no dog in the hunt. I'm not paid by ADJ, but they already have a feature built in there where you can go and make the show sound active to the beat. It'll keep to the beat. So
Wow.
whatever you have in there, I would rather have the control and then say, okay, I want to take a break, or I'm going to be doing something or going to the bathroom, and I can just go over and click on sound active and it'll change the lighting to the beat. It's already built into 3.0. And then when I want to go back, and like when we did that show in upstate New York, Jimmy and I, Jimmy said, get ready. I'm going to drop the beat. I want to black out, and then I want, a big flash, and then back into some sweeping beams. And I was able to do that and not have to wait, for a show. I mean, I don't know. I'm just not impressed with the sound switch at that point, because I was able to do what was asked when it was called for.
Well, whenever I was not DJing, I was running lights in the club. I mean, and our audio, we had 3 1200s in Rain, knob mixer. And then to the side of that, we had 4 racks, in a desk configuration where it was a split thing. And I had everything. I had neon lightning beams. I had pinwheel. It was a sister club of the Roxy in New York.
Oh wow!
So those are all on light switches too, right?
Yeah, it was Light Lab. It was Light Lab touch.
I remember those days.
The days of confetti cannons too.
Listen, I had a set of blinders that were on, pinball, flapper buttons. So you could mash the hell out of them, never have to worry about breaking anything.
What's that song by the Judds? Grandpa, tell us about the good old days.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. How about a Bozak mixer?
Oh yeah.
Hey Jimmy.
Bozak.
Jimmy, I want to thank you for putting a fucking shirt on, by the way. Thank you for that so much.
Yeah, I thanked them earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got company, guys. I gotta bounce. But I want to thank everybody for coming in, and we only did 45 minutes over, so I think we're okay for tonight.
Yeah.
And if you like this, tell John Young you like it. Maybe we'll do it again.
Oh hell yeah!
It was a good chat, guys. I enjoyed it.
Well, thank you all.
And, Brian,
thank you all very much,
Brian,
and those of you who are quiet, thank you too.
Okay. Hey, thanks,
Brian.
for
Hope to hear from you. You got my numbers.
Well, you got mine too. So, like I said, send me a text.
Yeah, I'll have to look around to find a number on there. I'm not quite sure where it's at.
Well, like I said, if you can't find it on there, just click on the website that's on that page, and the number will be on my DJ website. So,
Happy New Year.
I'll go look at it more.
All right.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you
safe.
guys.
Everybody's gigging this
New Year,
weekend.
guys.
Making some money.
Good night, all.